M.M Out Here, over there, everywhere, all over the place, part 2 of this very digestive conversation with the Apostle in Rice Canterbury. Now, Apostle, when we left part 1, you were getting into something that you were wondering why they never held anything to help people here. Right. And that's, I never thought of that. I never thought of that. But by the way, I'll go back to part 1 where they said, whenever you hear the Apostle Leroy's Canterbury, you're always going to get something that you probably never knew. He mentioned a good point about bunkers, underground bunkers. Yeah. And we are the people, we are the region that these things hit first when they're on their way. And I mean, Apostle, you really give them lots of ideas here.
Well, there's, I've read the Bible, and one of the things that the Proverbs teach us is that by wisdom a house is built, and by common sense it is run. Okay, and I've learned a lot from my biological father and understanding things. There's a verse in Proverbs that I've used over the years. It says, "He who cultivates his own field will have plenty of bread, but he who follows worthless people and pursuits will have poverty enough." So in other words, the person who cultivates their own mind, the person who is sowing into their own land, who's planting in their own land, will survive. You're not going to survive if you're not planting into your own people. Okay, so there are levels of understanding what that verse is all about. And I've seen that we're always ready to act as though we're strong, we can help folk on the outside. But Barbados has recently been reduced to a country of beggars. There are more people begging in Barbados and in financial depravity because of what has been happening governmentally. And this is where we need to be focusing on our people right now. We need to be focusing on rebuilding Barbados and making Barbados as strong as it can be, just in case something happens. And those bunkers should be by now in every parish. Okay? We have wealthy people here in Barbados. Let me say this quickly. We have people in Barbados that are billionaires.
No, quickly, take your time.
Okay?
So that they can understand what you're saying.
They're billionaires. They're making millions of dollars off Barbados, and yet there's little investment in Barbados. I don't ever consider that a man who is a multi-millionaire that gives the Ministry of Education $100,000 every year, I don't consider that a gift.
That's a drop in the
because once the ministry goes and buys a new courier van from NASCO, you buy a new Toyota Hilux or whatever, which is already $115,000. You really haven't given anything. Okay.
Plus they get to write this small amount off.
Okay. Exactly. So I'm saying, Mr. Morris, that the time for investing in our people, and I told you before, when consciousness dips, we're going to have problems. So all of these are things that we should have individuals in St. Andrew, St. Thomas. We're looking for the best areas, for the strong areas where we can begin to build these bunkers so that we can shuttle people. And every system has its own emergency plan that it goes into so that we know there's a system in place to take care of our people. We're no longer trusting old Anglican churches, old Moravian churches, old schools. We're no longer trusting those facilities to take care of our people in the event of a major disaster. We are putting plans in place to say to our people, listen, we're ready for you. We're ready to take care of you in the event that we are hit by Category 4 or Category 5 hurricane. We're doing that right now. And I think if we are proactive rather than reactive, we can save a lot of lives if we do what's necessary.
You know something, Apostle? I hope that those in authority, that they are, remember, these ideas they're not patented They're not patented, so you don't have to be afraid to use them. But when you do use them, give credit where credit is due. Because if you use them, you don't give credit where credit is due, I am going to talk about it.
Well, I am a Barbadian myself, and so, a lot of individuals seem to have this idea in their head that you shouldn't say anything. But constructive criticism is also always necessary. It gives you an advantage. You cannot have a meeting where everyone is sitting and saying yes.
There's no balance.
You gotta have someone to say, listen, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Why don't we? I remember a number of years as a little boy, I'd be working in the kitchen garden with my dad, and my dad had this bag of eggshells because we were having an issue with slugs. And this particular day, my dad had this bag of eggshells, and he just went around the beds with the eggshells right around the beds. And I asked him why he was doing it. He said, see, the thing is that the eggshells, they're sharp enough that when the slugs come across them, they will cut them. We didn't need fertilizer or pesticides to stop slugs. What you needed was an idea that genuinely works. And this is what we're missing in Barbados. We're not having ideas that works.
You see, look, there's never a show with the Apostle Leroy Canterbury that you do not hear something that you probably never knew. And it was all, I never knew that. Because when he's talking about eggshells, I'm saying, what the hell is eggshells talking about?
I was thinking the same thing because, I didn't see any place for the eggshells, but he knew what he was doing.
Right.
He knew what he was doing.
And I'm quite sure there are lots of viewers out there that didn't know that.
Yeah.
Just like me, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And you see, you always hear something from the Apostle Leroy Canterbury.
Yeah.
That's why so many people watch the here.
Yeah.
And we're seeing in Africa, we're seeing in Europe, we're seeing in North America, South America, Australia.
And I'll tell you this, right? Because I have a gentleman that he works land. He was having some problems with rats. They were really destroying his watermelon crop. And I said to him,
But rats destroy anything.
Yeah, and I said, he was looking at this, he's looking at the next, and I said to him, listen, all you need is a really strong radio, okay? You need a strong radio with the fairly good sized speakers. And I said, you play a 741 frequency, okay? Just leave it playing all night. Rats cannot handle that frequency.
Explain to the audience what this 741 frequency is.
It's a vibration that irritates rats, so they will run away from it. Okay, so no matter once the watermelons are there, they're not going to be near the watermelons because they cannot handle that frequency. Okay, just like too much exposure to X-rays can create a problem for you. Okay, it's the same principle with rats. I told them, here, just play it all night. Okay, just get a recording of it. You can go on YouTube, get a recording of it, and just play it. Even in your own house, if you play that frequency, roaches, flies, all of those will leave your house.
Actually, okay, where it come from, I'll give you an example, but not of that, but these sand flies, if you go outside on evenings, man, they're all in your eyes, all over you, but not inside the house, but outside.
Outside. You know why they're outside? The reason for them being outside and they cluster on the outside is because of the climatic conditions. The climatic conditions are perfect for them. All you have to do is disturb the frequency, because if you watch how they move, they move in a frequential. Once you disturb the frequency, they're going to disappear.
But I tell you something. When we were on that hurricane watch, right? You want to know something? There wasn't one around.
Yeah.
Because they knew.
And you saw the butterflies. You remember?
Yeah, butterflies there.
So that tells you something.
But they sound like you can go and stand outside, look. And they're none, because they know danger.
Dangerous.
And they're gone.
Yeah.
Right? And they're gone.
So these are things that I think are very, very important, Mr. Morris. And technology is there. And I've always said that we need to blend spirituality and science together. I've always been a proponent of that, and understanding how things work and how they don't work.
But look, get back to what we started with. That they never in the history held anything for here.
Yeah. We've never had a telethon. We've never had any type of fundraiser to help out our poor people in Barbados. That is dangerous. Okay? Very, 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 very dangerous. And it's a reason why our government must take care of your poor. Okay? James says true religion is to take care of the widows and to take care of your poor. Okay? And he understands the reason for that. And Jesus was always teaching that you give to the poor.
On the other hand, I read recently in the newspaper this week, those people who lost their disability and that sort of thing, they're giving it back to them. But that's in words. But I haven't heard anyone say that they received it yet.
Well, no, what is happening is that they're giving people back money in bonds. But I said these people did not give you bonds, they gave you cash money. And what you have to do, if you can raise money, that's what I'm saying. You're raising money to send to the Bahamas. Your people are here starving, they're hungry.
Not only raising money.
And listen, and you're matching money that you can give to people. I've heard the Prime Minister when she was at Sanctuary Church one Sunday morning mention that she was going to make $5 million available for projects for young people. Where are you getting $5 million from? And you have a case where the entity that's now handling the CLICO situation is withholding money from people. Okay? They're telling people, well, listen, you can't get this money back because you stopped paying. You need to give people back their money, whatever amount they've paid. You need to get their monies back to them.
Yeah,
so
straight up.
And the government needs to get involved in this and make sure that these people who give CLICO their hard-earned money get their money back.
Like I'll tell you this, like one guy who the comment we made, the program we did about the boy who says to the girl, and this guy he contacted me in a long, like 3 pages, and he was very, very annoyed. He said he voted for Motley and those guys, right? And if they don't do something about that, he is going to do something about it. And I won't call his name, but he said, you see in the United States, I'll do it here. He said he's very serious about it.
Yeah. And as I said, that is a governmental situation. Our government needs, this is not about whether Barbados is a Christian nation or not. This is about wrong or right. This is also about our laws. Our laws in Barbados determines, you can't determine that you feel like you're a female, so you should dress like a woman. Suppose somebody got up the next day and said they feel like they're the Prime Minister.
That's the same thing.
You can't live based on feelings.
Next week,
we have laws.
Next week, someone's going to think you're a bicycle or a car or something. Okay. Or an elephant. And so you got to put a stop to it.
Right now.
And chop their heads off.
So if somebody feels, if they feel like they're 16, should they go and change their date of birth or change, come on. You can't run your country based on people's feelings. We have laws. If our laws does not match how you feel, then you need to get out of this country, go someplace.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
try that.
yes.
Try what you're doing, what they're doing in Barbados. Try that in Abu Dhabi or try that in the EU and see what the result will be.
They're going to try it because they think they got better sense than that.
Yeah,
they cannot try that in Pakistan.
Right.
They cannot try that in Somalia.
Yeah.
They cannot try that in Yemen.
Okay.
And even Libya.
Try that even in Jamaica. Tell her to go to Jamaica and pull that crap and let's see what will happen.
No, only here because we lost our respect and we've gotten a bit soft. Yeah. But Apostle.
Yes, sir.
Time is running out. So you know what I'm going to say? This is what I'm going to say. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. But when the government fears the people, there is liberty or freedom. Yes, Thomas Jefferson. Yes, and you'll hear that incessantly. Right here. As long as we are around. So, what I'm saying, M.M Out here, over there, everywhere, all over the place, saying, gone for now, till next time.
Thank you, sir.
Let's make our exit.
Appreciate it. Thank you.